Welcome guys to the first of a new podcast series that I'm going to be doing here on my channel. It's going to be something a bit irregular, but basically just a casual talk about anything to do 40k, anything Games Workshop, Blood Bowl, whatever. We're just going to be just discussing the latest news, latest things we've been up to, latest games and whatever. And there's going to be lots of different people, lots of different friends from friends groups coming and going. But with me today, I've got Brett.
Woo, hello.
And we've also got Kyle.
Hello.
So, the big news, and one of the reasons why we've started this podcast, brand new 40k!
8th edition!
Woo! At time of recording, we're actually recording this on Friday the 16th of June, so it comes out tomorrow.
So, tomorrow's Christmas.
Yeah.
Everyone nerdy.
Christmas come early for all of us. So, new 40k, new edition. I'm sure most people will be doing new armies. We decided to do a new podcast. So, say we don't know.
Start Primus Marines.
Yeah, someone's already a big fan of Primus Marines. So, why do you tell us about that, Brett? Why do you tell us about all the new Primus Marines?
All 4 units. Five units, including characters, I think.
That's all you need for an army.
You've got the new captain, who looks cool, so I'll be having him. You've got the banner bearer, which I like to see separate now. So you can just have a banner bearer running around and do like awesome last stand sort of things, like not just a one wounded guy in a command squad. You've got a character with a banner. You've got the normal interceptor. You've got a plasma gun squad, which is awesome. Which is what everybody's always wanted to do.
It's so 30k is that. Like, here's a special weapon squad from the Legions. It's like, we're just going to give them all a weapon of choice.
You've got battle suit Space Marines, effectively. So I'm all over that. The new jump pack guys.
They do look cool. Have you seen that the new flight stem for them is actually like
curved?
So it's a little thing, but it's just a nice little touch.
So yeah, I'm all over. That's why I've basically shared my contents of the box with you.
Yeah.
So 2 boxes of Primus Marines for me and 2 boxes of Death Guard for yourself.
Yeah, I've got to love me some Death Guard. I'm going to get all the Nurgle stuff that can join up with my demons. It's going to be fun.
Now, with the way you do the new detachments, I don't know if you know about this, Kyle, but you can actually sort of do that on some level. Ooh. So when you in the unit's datasheet entry,
yes,
it will have
keywords.
Keywords like a Space Marine has keyword Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, and then whatever chapter they're from. Or you pick. So when you build a detachment now, what you can do is you pick a keyword and everything from that detachment has got to be from that keyword.
It has to share it.
So it's got to share
a keyword.
So you can go Imperium. So you can have Lehman Russ tanks with squads of Space Marines and led by Gullman with some Inquisition and a Assassin. But for doing that, obviously I haven't read the books yet and seen it. I do believe that you don't get the full benefits. There are only certain detachments which sort of let you do that. Yeah. So you won't be able to just have a random tag army and still have as many command points as somebody who's got a theme list.
A lot of things don't necessarily help each other out. So, for example, you could play a Nurgle army. Everything has the keyword Nurgle. What that actually is Death Guard Marines and Nurgle Demons. But you'll end up with a lot of the Marine stuff will say bonuses to or targets on friendly Death Guard units. Yeah, and the Demon stuff says friendly Nurgle Demons.
Or friendly Hereticus Astartes.
So it's still battle forged, but you're not going to get all the bubble effects.
So what? Not entirely. So what you deploy your army is like your Death Guard would sort of move as one faction, and then your Demons would move as another.
But that makes sense, surely, because it's like, they would fight together, but a Nurgle Demon wouldn't necessarily, probably wouldn't listen to a Death Guard captain. Because a captain would be going, you need to do this, and a Demon would go, I really, really don't.
And something that I really like is like, me and Hillary are buying a Vox Chatter Imperium each, and I'm getting all the Primus Marines, he's getting all the Death Guard. So when I was telling him about, like, you might as well do this because if you're going to buy the rule book,
so cheap to just
it's going to be £50 more to get 2 box contents worth of Death Guard right? For 50 quid, you're getting an army basically that you don't need to add to because all your Nurgle demons you've got, you can just play. So you can just have.
I'm going to be fielding a Nurgle army for a little while.
Backed up with demons.
And yes, I want to do a Noise Marine army.
But you could then run it now with Slaanesh demons. You can go, my Noise Marines. They'd be be having Fiends of Slaanesh with him, or I want a Keeper of Secrets in my army.
Yeah.
So what you can do is, because your whole army then is Slaanesh, you can then go, I'm going to take this one Lord of War choice, say, and go, I'm going to put a Keeper of Secrets in. So I'm going to have a Death Guard army, not Death Guard, sorry, I'm going to have a Slaanesh army, Emperor Children's army, and there's a Keeper of Secrets running about.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Or just Demonettes there as well.
Demonettes.
I haven't seen rules yet for Noise Marines. I want to know what they've done.
I haven't
bothered looking into any of it.
I haven't looked into them
because with how blast weapons work now, the Blastmasters, I'm guessing, are going to
D6 shots.
D6 shots. Their worst strength.
Oh no,
8.
D3 shots tends to be the small blast, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
D6
basically
is the large.
It tends to be D3 is your small blast stuff, and then large blast stuff tends to be D3 hits if it's a unit that is 9 models or less, and D6 if it's a unit that's 10 models or more.
One thing I did hear about them is their normal guns have like overcharge rating, like you basically turn up the amps on the gun.
Yeah.
So you can deal, because if I'm right, it's high in AP because it pops your ears, not shatters your armour.
Yeah, it's not damaging your armour, it's damaging you on the inside.
That's what we were supposed to be when... you've read the Horace Heresy books.
Yeah.
So you've read Fulgrim where the guy turns up and just...
Like liquefies him.
Just Marines are liquefied in...
Well, I've read the Imperial
Fist one.
People are going,
well, how are you dead like your Marine? Like, it's written from... Ferris Manus's point of view, innit? And he doesn't understand why his Iron Hands just keep falling down because like the armour hasn't failed him, but they just keep getting blasted and falling over.
Yeah, I've read the Imperial Fist standalone one, based on it's a load of scouts that it follows them from them being taken off their planet, going through becoming scouts, and then the battle where the last one survives to become a Marine. They're fighting Noise Marines and they're hiding behind these barricades, shooting at these Noise Marines. And one of them's got a plasma gun. And his mate drops behind the barricade opposite, like, to the other side of the doorway to him.
Yeah.
And he gets hit by a blastmaster, hits the wall, and he looks over at his friend, and he's just shaking, like, laid on the floor, vibrating, because the sound's, like, in him.
Yeah.
And then his eyes just pop, his ears liquefy, and then he just, like, all his organs just come out like soup out of his mouth, and he's just dead. His armour's fine. Physically, to look at him, apart from the blood everywhere and his eyes gone, his body's intact, but he's just liquefied his organs inside. And then he gets hit by a sonic blaster, and it just annihilates his eardrums. Yeah. So all he can hear, he's got like tinnitus then, all he can hear is ringing.
So like Hillary said with Reflamers, the only way you can ignore cover now is to have at least an AP -1.
I think they're not going to be high strength. But I think they're going to have high...
The Sonic Blasters were always on strength with
I think it's the Hellhound one, like the Inferno cannon on the Hellhound. It's only strength 5, but it's AP -2, and it's damage 2.
Yeah.
So it just cooks people alive.
What I think is the Blastmaster will still have its highest strength because that's still good at blasting like tanks.
Yeah.
And big monsters, you're going to want the bigger
noise. That is actually concussive damage.
Like the normal... guns, like the Sonic Blasters, that's what they're calling it. They'll be like good against infantry, but if you start firing at a tank, it'll be no different to basically firing bolt guns at it.
Their stat line was always a bolt gun, but what it had, which the bolt gun didn't, was it used to have salvo 2/3.
Yeah, salvos.
I reckon you might even have like rapid fire 2. Yeah. So you fire 2 shots at long range, but when you're in short range, they fire 4 shots like Stormbolter,
which would be quite cool. Because that's what they want.
Because they might be like rapid fire 2, strength 4, but actually have an AP modifier.
Yeah.
So
they need the AP modifier, even if it's only AP -1, because one of the best bits about them was they ignored cover.
Yeah, even if it's -1, that's effectively turning off cover.
So
and cover now, if your whole unit is in cover, you get cover. Mm-hmm. If you have one man outside of cover, you don't get cover.
Good.
Really? Tanks have to be 50% obscured and they get the cover benefit. That's it. And the only negative that I've seen so far for terrain, through charging, is if you're charging out of a crater, you're -2 to your charge roll.
Yeah,
all of the terrain, there's no... Oh, and woods and craters are -2 to charge if you're within them. Everything else is just sort of like normal. I'm looking forward to running my 3 Wraith Lords. They're basically like dreadnoughts now. They're not toughness 8.
Toughness 7.
Toughness 7, but the sword deals D6 damage.
That's good.
They have 2 flamers, and I never built mine with shoulder-mounted weapons.
But again, it's that thing of D6 damage is ace against other big things. Against a horde, that's pointless. It seems to be a lot of people are focusing on how much damage, like actual damage, a weapon profile has. But whilst it's awesome against big things, what I love is you can't just take stuff with high damage, because 9 times out of 10 it doesn't have that many shots. Yeah. So you take stuff with damage D6 and D3 everywhere. You're not actually going to win if someone feels.
Well, this is where I'm interested.
Because you're going to go, well done, you do D6.
I honestly think the new edition.
I only have 1 wound, so
unless you're a Primus Marine, which I could be finding interesting, fielding an army of multi-wounded models. Primus Marines all have 2 wounds each.
But they're more expensive than normal.
There's 7 points more than a normal Marine
per model.
A tactical squad actually comes in more points than a 10-man Primus squad once you've given the upgrades.
Because Primus have like no upgrades.
Primus, you go, there's a Primus Marine, he's 20 points. You have no options of any war gear.
Yeah.
Here's your tactical squad.
Special weapons not he's not offering.
Here's your tactical squad. They come in at 130 point basic. You would then have to buy your sergeant. You then have to buy your plasma gun or your whatever. You are now going to buy a heavy for your tactical squad because it can always fire. So like a heavy bolter is 10 points. A plasma gun is 15.
The Primaris Marines come with heavy weapons.
No,
they can't take special heavies.
Because what they've done is they've been really smart. You can only equip Primus Marines with what the Dark Imperium box comes with. They're giving you nothing away about what they can do at the minute. Yeah. They might be able to take war gear. They might even have like upgraded guns, like the Hellblasters. I've got basically better plasma guns. Yeah. So what you might get is they might not get like rocket launchers, las cannons, and what have you. But what I could see is a bigger heavy bolter coming out.
Yeah.
So you can almost have like your Primus Marine squad, and then one guy can have like a big heavy bolter. I could see that happening. Not sure about any of the other heavies because it's like, then why would I ever take tactical Marines over Primus?
I think what we've done actually is we've wanted you to keep buying tactical Marines. So if they can't take any special or heavies, what you can do with your Primaris Marines is you're going to take 1 or 2 units of Primaris Marines.
Well, all their guns have -1 AP.
Yeah, and 30-inch range, so they rapid fire at 15.
Yeah, so they are people who
they have 2 attacks each in combat. So a Primus Marine can run up, shoot you with his rapid fire bolt gun at -1 to armour, then charge you and have 2 attacks each. A normal Space Marine only ever has 1 attack all the time.
Your normal tactical Space Marine squad now is your specialised squad.
Yes.
It's not this heavy and this special.
The Primuses are pointed cheaply enough that you can deploy a good chunk of them. They're not just, I have a Primus squad in my army. You can take several squads, you can do an army.
So, from 5 of them comes in at 100 points. So, like for me, having 2 of the Dark Imperium boxers, I can have 4 squads of 5 Primus Marines. So for 400 points, I've got 40 wounds.
Yeah.
44 attacks because the sergeants get 3.
Yeah.
And if you compare that to the same amount of points for tactical Marines, you've got the same amount of wounds. In fact, you've got less wounds in a tactical squad. So for 100 points of tactical Marines, you get 7 guys. So you've got 7 wounds. Your shots are more, but they're less damaging, and your attacks in combat are less. But a Primus Marine's susceptible to, I'll overcharge his plasma gun and shoot your man, he died. Whereas a tactical Marine, you go, fire a las cannon at your tactical man, or he died. Fire a las cannon at your Primus Marine. you're more likely to put heavy weapons into Primus than you are to normal men.
Primaris Marines become target priority.
Yeah, anything that's damage 2, it's just going to annihilate them, yeah.
But then you use your tactical Marines as your specialist. I'm going to use these Marines to take out your flank. Because I don't want to invest loads of points in a flanking unit because I've got Terminators in reserve that are going to drop down in front of you.
I've actually decided to be really themed with my...
It depends how you want to run them. What I can see is the Primaris Marines being awesome objective holders.
I can just see them being really good in general.
I'd run straight up into that objective in no man's land, sit them there, and just go, right, so I've got 20 wounds on here with AP -1 bolters, 30-inch range, which are already...
They're going to be good. But, like I said, this whole just not having the diversity in the unit, I think, is going to be its issue.
Yeah, that's why you've got to take your weapons elsewhere as well.
Yeah, the new 40k...
That's what I mean, you can't run an army of them, because if you run an army of them, people are just going to go, well, they can hurt this.
Well,
but
I do think you can, because you've got the Hellblasters. They've give you a heavy weapon squad with them straight away.
Yeah.
They've give you... they're just a bolt into Space Marines. They're not Dark Angel, Space Wolves, or anything like that, where they're their own army.
No, yeah.
You can, what I was thinking of doing is, I can take Primus Marines and then go, here's a Predator.
Yeah.
Here's my Hellblaster squads, and then I'm going to take a Predator.
I think you'd find they're not very versatile if you took a full army.
Yeah, that's... Because I might play with them and I might be going, actually, I want to take some normal Marines. I actually want the Hellblasters.
I think you'll
But I
find...
don't want the normal Primus men. And I'm not even bothered if they don't work out because it cost me 50 quid.
Yeah.
I think what you're going to find from what I've heard, sort of like in the rumour mill, is Primus Marines are awesome for supporting Marine armies.
Like they should be.
No, exactly, but they are an awesome support unit.
Well, the fact that
you run a couple of Primaris Marines next to a certain assault squad and gun into a unit before the assault squad hits them.
Well, it's the fact that they can't take any transport.
Yeah.
So they're literally in the open from the first second.
But if nothing else, then they're not a massively expensive unit that you can use to draw fire.
No, 100 points for 10 wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Is nothing.
You'd quite happily, back in 7th, spend 100 points on a unit you wanted to die. You're just like, I'm going to use these to get him away. So,
well,
like by comparison, I was looking at the Changelings 100 points. I was like, yeah, he's calling himself, but I'd rather spend 100 points on something more productive than just the Changeling.
Looking forward to seeing that the new tank they've got. It's a grav tank.
Yeah, an Imperial grav tank. Oh, it's
have you not seen it?
Have you not seen the grav tank?
I've seen the picture, I think.
Yeah,
covered in rockets. Just covered in missiles.
The Dreadnought, I'm a bit... because I'd have thought that they'd have maybe brought the Dreadnought out later, once probably some Primus Marines had actually died. They've just basically gone...
These are the ones that didn't go well in the VATs. they came out with faults. Let's put them straight into a Dreadnought.
They're basically just gone like... Oh, you're not a Dreadnought that you liked. Here's an upgraded version of it straight away. Here's a Predator Land Raider mix.
Yeah, but
I like the look of the Dreadnought, and I'm a massive Dreadnought fan. I just don't know if I like the idea
because
of it.
the background is that you're a veteran Space Marine who's died and you're too good to let die. So
yeah,
how can you do that with Primus Marines who've been in stasis?
Basically what they've done is, it's like how the Minotaurs train all their recruits up. They've been they've had it installed into them, effectively. So the Primus Marines have had years and years and years, because let's face it, the Imperium's got a vast knowledge of how to fight everything they've fought against, and they've just gone, and we're going to do brain stuff and stick it in the Primus Marines. So the Primus Marines are coming out straight away going, yeah, I sort of know how to fight a Tyranid, even though I've never seen one. Tyranid armies now, right, but you've got 3 different types.
Well, I'm assuming you still have monster match.
Well, you've got so you've got sort of like 2 types. You've got the big monsters like your Carnifexes, your Tyrophants, your Flyrants, everything like that, which then has the blanket of chaff which goes in front of it. So you've got your big monsters and the little crap that just is there.
Yeah.
And then you've got your your mid-range Tyranid army, but you just take the full mid-range Tyranid army. So you take Tyranid Primes, you're taking Warriors, you're taking Venom Popes, you're taking Zone Popes, you're taking...
mid-range army.
You take the whole mid-range army, because all the mid-range stuff bums the other stuff. And then your smaller units that you take, your gene stealers.
Yeah.
So you've actually got none of the crap there, and that army is fully feasible because all the infantry stuff bubbles the other infantry stuff. The monsters don't get any bubbles off anything because it's a monster, and the little crap, the bubbles that gets, are just off the Tervagon or so. That's the mix in the Tyranids now, which is really cool. I remember when people used to take the warrior armies with the Tyranid Prime, with the Hive Guard.
It used to be so fun to play as well.
It did. Against. Tyranid used to be really fun, and then it became, I'm going to take 6 flying Hive Tyrants. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I can't shoot you.
I can't charge you.
I can't do
You know
anything.
what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to charging flyers.
With flyers?
Yeah. Oh, that Vendetta's going by. Alright, Demon Prince, go get it.
No.
Just jump up into it and knock it out the air.
I'm looking forward to a flyer coming close and you just go and aim the flamers up and bring it down in a ball of fire.
Yeah, go shoot -1 hit with them automatic hitting weapons.
Yeah. You just go like that, you go...
Flying through an inferno.
Well, have you fly into a sun.
Have you seen the burner bombs and the blitz bomb on the Orc jets?
No.
They're silly. They're basically bombs that just right, if you fly over a unit, drop a bomb on it, cool. Roll a dice for every model in that unit on a 5+, it suffers a mortal wound. It's just fly over, bomb.
The Stormraven, the output on that gun, it gives its name Gunship, Stormraven Gunship. So it has mine has a twin multi-melter on the front. That's a 2-shot multi-melter. Then it has a twin heavy plasma cannon. And then it's got 2 Rex Hurricane Bolters, which are rapid fire 6, strength 4, damage 1.
And rapid fire
AP
shots now, is it?
AP -1. So then if that tank's in 12 range, it fires 24 bolt gun shots at -1 AP.
Yeah, that's insane.
Plus the plasma, plus the multi-melter, plus the 2 rockets.
It's also that thing now that's not flying around going, nothing can kill me. This is what I mean by balanced.
Oh no, yeah,
that's what I mean by the whole game
14. It's 14 wounds.
Yeah.
It's got
-1.
It's
going to get shot down straight
It's got
away,
-1 to hit it, and it's got a 3-up armor, toughness 7. So it's tough, but it's movement 20 to 45, and it has to move that.
20.
So if it has to move 20, it's putting itself right in there, where people are going to go, what's in that tank? Yeah, I've just got a squad of Terminators and a Dreadnought. Oh, just!
Oh, have you? Right, well.
So let me get this right. So in your next turn, you can choose to go into hover mode. Your men can get out within 3 inches of your tank, then can move. So your Contemptor Dreadnought moves 3 inch out from the tank, movement 9. Yeah. So that moves 12 inches. Then can charge, and then your Terminators get out 3 and move 6, so they move 9, and they can run off in different directions. So that Stormraven, which is a gunship, then drops a mini army into you.
And you just go, well, or I'm going to shoot it out of the sky, and on any rolls of 1, start taking off models.
Oh, I rolled a 1 on your Contemptor.
Well, that was a shame. This is what I mean, though. The whole game, like that, they've gone, right, load it out with a shit ton of weapons. Why? Because if somebody has decided to take 3 squads of Devastators, chances are that's going to get taken down.
Yep.
Because they go, yeah, I hit on 4s, but I've taken 3 squads of Devastators, so I've got 15 las cannons.
Yep.
So are you ready to, on average, take about 6d6 wounds? What? Yeah. I mean, you've done a shit ton of damage flying up to me, mate, but are you ready?
Yeah, tanks, nothing lasts. That's the thing with this new
because
system.
Everything is... Because there's nothing now which rocks up and just goes, can't hurt me.
Yeah, but that's how 40k should be. Yeah, we're in an age in the future. Yeah, we've got a super powerful suit of armour. I'm wielding a plasma gun. I'm going to melt you and your armour. And you're going to be well done. That really nice suit of armour you've got, you're now fused with it on a pile on the floor.
Not just that. Space Marine, I am in really, really good armour. Look at me. I'm in the best armour we can afford and we can make, except the Terminator one, because I'm not ready to be a Terminator. And the guardsman goes, yeah, I've got a pretty wank gun, if I'm honest. There are 80 of me, though. So what we're going to do is, we're going to point, fire, and just keep doing this.
It's effectively...
Just keep doing this until you stop moving.
Well, it's like, put 1 candle in a room, you'll not get any heat. Put 80 candles in a room and you're likely to burn to death.
Exactly. But it's that whole silly argument of guardsmen can kill land raiders. Well, they can't. But also, yes, guardsmen should be able to knock a wound off a Land Raider.
If you've hammered a Land Raider with like Lehman Russers and all your anti-tank stuff, and it's down on its like last 1 or 2 wounds, you will fire guardsmen at it to try and get them last 2 points wounds. If that's driving round with its 16 wounds still,
no, I'm not going to point my las guns at it. But I should have the option of, you've got 1 wound left, and I've got 2 or 3 squads of guardsmen stood near you. So in the old rules, I can't shoot you because, despite the fact I'm stood next to you and I know we're going to get murked by that Land Raider, I can't hurt you. But 30 guardsmen pointing at a Land Raider has absolutely no chance of hitting a fuel tank.
But what I like about that is, what that represents is, the way you talk at it is, a guardsman that's firing at a fully wounded Land Raider, and say they cause 1 wound on it and it takes 1 damage, it's still going to be unaffected. It's still going to drive around. Them guardsmen aren't going to know that they've physically caused any damage. When it's on its last wound and it's been shot at by all the guard heavy weapons, and it's got great big holes in it,
and its tracks are hanging off, and the guardsmen go.
So when there's great big holes in it, that las fire, it's representing that it can get through a hole and get to something that's going to just finish it off. Because the driver might be half exposed, or the machine sprit might be exposed, where a battle cannon blew a hole in the Land Raider.
Oh, it's just awesome. The whole thing is like, I'm actually excited again
for tomorrow.
To start.
Going on tomorrow.
I'm really excited to start playing again.
I feel like an 8-year-old boy. And it's Christmas tomorrow.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Always loved playing 40k, and I've always loved playing Warhammer. But did none of you start to feel a little bit with 7th edition? It was like, should I be getting 40k? And you always went, yeah, all right, yeah.
No. It always went, what army are you using? Because we've literally got to decide what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Are we having a fun game? So right, I'll take my Tau for example. I was a Tau player before. I liked battle suits. Came back into the hobby after taking a break into 7th, and it was like, right, I've always had a battle suit army, and it was like, I want some Riptides. So you get some Riptides, and suddenly no one wants to play it because Riptides are OP as hell. You feel bad because you're fielding Riptides and they don't die and they're killing stuff. So you're winning and you don't feel good about it. Your opponent doesn't feel good about playing Riptides.
You're not winning on skill.
Yeah,
you're not winning on being good at the game. You're winning on going
I'm playing a game with a model that I think looks cool and I want to play with, and yet I'm not having fun using it, and my opponent isn't having fun playing it. So all that happens is he doesn't want to play against them models, which I completely understand. I wouldn't. So then my Tau is an army that I don't really want to play with. And then we go to like Eldar. So my Eldar army was an old tournament list which spanned Wave Serpents.
No one wanted to play that.
No one plays it, so I'll then default to my Space Marines, which we're building a company. So I've got like 100 odd Marines. So then I just end up playing Space Marines. But guess what? I've almost got a company. So I'll take a Battle Demi company and get 350 points worth of vehicles for free.
And it was literally it came down to that almost idea of what army you're playing. Why? Because I need to know what army I'm going to play. Yeah. Because I've got 3 armies and you've got 3 armies, but realistically,
there's only like
we can only ever
3 matchups.
We can only ever have 3 matches.
Yeah,
because
and then
my army B can't play your army A or C.
Yeah, and then you go, do you want a game? So my army,
you were going to win.
My Tau are going to beat this and this, but Hillary's demons might put up a good fight because he's going to do a demon prince spam list. Yeah. Oh wait, we've played this game twice already, and I don't want to play it again. You know what I mean? And it gets down to the point where it becomes stale. Our last game that we had, which called it the end for 7th edition.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
I said to Hillary, do you mind me using my 3 Riptides? I've got my 3rd one. I just want to give it a go. I've got less battle suits, but I've gone up in a Riptide. Are you happy to have a game? And he went, go on, we'll give it a go. Because it was something a bit different. And he put his trench line down, which one knew that he wanted to try out. I played my Riptides in the front, in the middle, moved them up the movement phase, shot. I guess I'm a Tau player. I've got mark lights and smart missile systems. I'll just kill all your guard and ignore your cover from your new trench line.
You took out all 6 heavy weapon teams I put on the table. Bearing in mind I'd held set in reserve as well, and I held
damaged your bunker. So your bunker at armor 14 at armor 12.
Yeah. and you. What was the other thing you did?
Wiped out another squad of random guardsmen, I think.
Yeah, because I didn't have either Lehman Ross on.
And it was an objective-based game, so my 3 units of crew infiltrated on the 3 objectives, and the one that was in my deployment zone had a broadside sat on it. So at the start of my turn 1, it was the one where you generate tactical objectives equal to the objectives you were on.
Yeah.
So I generated 5 out of the 6.
Yeah.
I got my turn 1, so I got 6 tactical objectives.
Immediately completed like 4 of them, didn't
you? End of my turn 1, I had 7 victory points.
Yeah.
Right? And then my Riptides did their Tau jump pack assault move.
And move straight forwards.
And move straight forwards onto the last objective, which was just outside his deployment zone, and all 3 Riptides sat on it. I was 18 inches away from his board edge with 3 Riptides. His guard would just basically guard infantrymen. And
which can't hurt Riptides.
I had every objective marker at the end of my turn 1.
So turn 1 you got, I've won.
And I stole the initiative. So he deployed
I'd
first.
set up expecting to be able to move forwards and grab some objectives.
Stole the first turn, took every objective, shot his army so he couldn't do any firepower back, and we decided to call the game there.
I didn't fire a shot.
No, because you can't win.
He didn't get a turn 1.
If your opponent
literally, I looked at it and went,
objectives,
I literally looked at the situation and went, you've taken out all the heavy weapon teams, because I was expecting to be able to get all the heavy weapon teams to fire some shots and probably harm one Riptide to some extent. And, step forwards, claim a couple objectives, see what I get. And I was like, right, well, I can see exactly how this game plays out. My turn 2, best case scenario. So it's like, right, so this next turn, your turn 2, that bunker's not going to be there. Those guardsmen in it are not going to be there. If I step forward to this trench line to try and take that central nearest objective, it's got 3 Riptides on it. I am not taking that objective.
They can all support fire even if he tries to charge one to lock it into combat.
No, he was just never going to get that objective.
He had objective secured and I didn't, so what he could do is he could charge a Riptide to get the objective at the end of his turn.
He won't get there.
But when he goes to charge against all 3 Riptides just go, what are you doing, puny humans? And then goes, it's a monstrous creature in combat, it just stands on them all like...
I was like, right, my reserves, I've got another set of heavy weapon teams, 2 Lehman Russes, 2 more squads, command squad, and something else, I think. And armoured sentinels.
And I had a squad of battle suits with fusion blasters in reserve.
And I was like, right, even if all these turn up turn 2, what do these Russes do? They don't do anything. Firing at the crew is pointless. There's too many of them, and the template isn't going to,
and they're in
clear them off the objectives. Yeah, it's not going to clear them off the objectives.
Yeah.
Firing them at the Riptides isn't going to achieve anything because they're going to
deal 1 wound.
It will knock a wound off.
Which in the new edition, battle cannons can fire at Riptides. Negates their armour down. Deals D6 damage. They fire multiple shots.
Yeah.
So suddenly a Riptide goes, oh, that's a battle cannon.
Wait, you mean a battle cannon can kill tanks now?
Yeah.
No, you're being silly, Brett. A big-ass battle cannon can kill a tank. Well, that's not how it should work. I shouldn't be able to shoot something that can level a building at your tank and have a chance of wounding it.
One thing I can say from 8th edition as well, I don't have to buy any more coasters.
Yeah, there were
my templates and now just become coasters.
Cool. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I kind of, to be honest, I get the flamer rule. I do like the flamer template. I don't mind missing the blast templates. I think blasts work better.
I don't mind missing the flamer template.
I'm loving the fact that
it looked cool.
You know what I'm actually pleased
you
has
can
got?
position your men how you want now.
I know.
You don't...
I just thought it looked cool.
I love the loss of facings on vehicles as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to care. Your vehicle could just trundle about doing what it wants. Its facing does not matter.
Yeah, why when you're building a tank would you go, you know what we need to do? We're only going to anticipate our enemy coming from the front of us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this Lehman Russ or this Predator, and I'm going to stick 20-inch steel on the front of it. But what I'm going to do is, because we've used this budget up on the front armour, we'll leave us rear armour at 10, because we know no one teleports, or no one's fast enough to get behind our tanks.
No, it was more to do, I think, what it was trying to represent, but they did it badly because of how the game worked, was they always had on 90% of your transport vehicles, you can only get out from back. So I think it was to represent that a large part of your back armour was actually a door.
The access point.
Which a door is going to be a bit more vulnerable than 20-inch solid steel.
Yeah, bulkhead on the tank.
Yeah, but if I've got 20-inch solid steel with a hinge on it, it's still 20-inch solid steel.
It is. If I hit you, it was. I think.
What, in the hinges?
Yeah. But
those things are lethal. They kill guardsmen.
It wasn't done that well, but I think that was to try and represent what it was. But
I mean,
where it failed was, like you were saying, you've got 20-inch steel on the front of these tanks, but then your back armour is apparently only as tough as an ARC truck, which is made of scrap.
Yeah.
Why? Well, we can't have an Orc truck less.
Have you seen the armour plate rule on Orc truck now? You know they've always had kind of like a little janky armour plate rule. Whenever they suffer any amount of damage, you roll a dice, and on a 6, it reduces the damage to 1.
So it does the
it's like,
thing on
it's like, oh, we thought that part of the vehicle's important. No, apparently that was just something bolted on.
Yeah. No.
Quick, target that is clearly the engine block. Boom, we blew it up, sir. Why is it still moving? That wasn't its engine. That was just that was the power for the sound system. Like for the horn on the front, they had a diesel powered.
I can imagine
the Orc driver's going insane because it's like, where'd it go? God damn it! Start singing.
Who killed the tunes?
What? It's like my car at the minute.
Yeah.
Starts punching his Gretchen, shouting "sing."
Yeah, but you can imagine it like driving head on at the enemy, and it's like got 2 wheels at the front. So they say shoot the wheels out. Shoot the wheels out. Turns out it's a grav tank.
Yeah.
I think they've looted. Like, the wheels off. Oh, they'd stuck them on for decoration.
No,
Because it didn't seem right to Orcs that it was floated.
Yeah, they haven't noticed the wheels aren't actually touching the ground. They're slightly extended and are actually designed for a ramming effect, but they had nothing else to hand. So this wheel gets blown off and just starts running towards a marine.
Just going back to Riptides, like one of the rules I do know about them is like they're Nova cores now. Like before you rolled a dice, if you rolled a 1, if you failed the roll, you took a wound. If you rolled a 3+, which isn't exactly hard, then you'd gain some uber awesome abilities. Now you take a mortal wound
if you use it.
Because you're overcharging.
You're overcharging the car. You're burning up the reactor.
Yeah, so go on and use it, but you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah, so it gets into interesting situations where when you're 1 wound above your half toughness mark.
Yeah, you're above your threshold.
So
do I wound myself?
Do I wound myself to go down a threshold so my gun fires more shots and it's more powerful, but I am now then -1 to hit?
Not just that, what about the Riptide who gets reduced to 1 wound and has to make the decision?
Well, you wouldn't make the decision, because
you mean if you're at 2, maybe?
If you're at 2, you put yourself to 1.
Would you make the decision if you have a 1 wounded Guilliman in front of you?
No, because you use
die.
Novacon,
you don't get to follow up. It's not like a plasma gun.
It's used in your
so
movement phase.
So you don't get to fire.
So because you can use it
use
to increase your movement or buff your shield.
I was thinking you make that decision and you just go, last ditch boys, we're going to lose it. You know, just that thing.
It's like interesting when you're like, say on 4 wounds and you go to drop yourself to 3, which drops you into the threshold of shooting on 6s.
Yes. No one will do that, no towel play, because what you're going to find is towel players through and through towel players who are only towel players because of tournament lists are going to hate stuff like that.
They're not going to take Riptides anymore. Riptides battlesuits are far superior now to...
I still take one, but maybe that's because I've always said because you shouldn't completely change stuff. Just
it puts out a lot more firepower. I can use my 18 suits now. They put out more firepower. The toughness 5 with 3 wounds each. They can fire all 3 of the guns. They can take now advanced targeting systems, which gives you an extra AP to all your guns. So like your normal burst cannons now, that you can fire 8 burst cannon shots at strength 5 at -2 AP.
That's pretty cool.
There's just so many new options now, and new ways of doing
Fire Warriors
still not overpowered though.
No. Fire Warriors are actually viable because you actually need base infantry models so you don't just go, I've got all these big things and I can't kill your infantry army because I've got big things to kill your big things, but you've got lots of little things.
Yeah, so big things can kill your little things easily, but they can't kill enough of them.
Yeah. Like,
that's what it's turned into, and it's turned into, and basically what they've done is they've brought back balanced armies by being smart about it. Like they've gone, well, you need small things.
Well,
because one big thing can't kill loads and loads of small things.
Well, I watched the battle report.
Why not?
And
because maths.
Well, I watched the battle report and it was Storm Surge, 2 Riptides, and then basically just some Breacher squads in Devilfish. So his army were really small compared to the Tyrannid army, where it was like 120 Gaunts, 2 Turbogaunts, 2 Fyrants, 2 Morlocks, 2 Carnifexes. What's that other? There's Flying Hive Tyrant and that other flying thing.
The Harpy or the Crone?
Hive Crone.
2
Hive Crones. So his army was really big. He killed most of the big things and then got swarmed by 120 gaunts.
Just like, oh god, we're dying.
Well, look, you're a Riptide. You're a Riptide, you can move out of combat and shoot because you're the fly rule or you're on the board edge.
Yeah, I'm just going to pin you here.
Oh, and I'm just going to keep attacking you with all these gaunts. Or
because I will roll enough 6s.
You're a Riptide, you're in combat, you've got 2 attacks and you hit on 5s.
Because they finally realised the Riptide should not be a combat monster.
I couldn't
2 attacks hitting on 5s?
He
couldn't even kill Gaunts. And the Gaunts just like, with Gaunts, we're okay in
2
combat.
guardsmen are better.
Yeah,
like,
so
2 guards would get on 4s.
So they're just like, they'll just scratch at your hooved robot feet.
No,
you're dying.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's the Orc mentality of, if enough of us die, we'll form a big enough pile, and enough of us will start getting stuck in its knee joints, at which point we'll be able to get to that window where the guy's in there.
I can just imagine if you ran up and you poked a bee's nest and then you see people just covered.
Yeah.
I can imagine that with like Gaunts. Just like, oh look, there's a swarm of Gaunts and they're on me.
Oh god.
My guns don't work when they're clinging to the barrel.
Oh no, my guns
That only seems to have made them angry.
Oh no. They have realised that if they jam themselves in the barrel of my gun, I can't fire. No!
Meanwhile, the pilot's in there going, they're on the visor! Don't do that again!
Well, it's like when you squish your fire on your windscreen, you know, when you turn your windscreen wipers on, it doesn't clear it off, it just smears it. So you can just end up with like tyranid bugs.
I can't see! Use the night vision, it's no good!
Action filter, it does nothing!
Meanwhile, there's red blips coming up and, oh god, what? They're in the walls!
They're in the suit!
Yeah.
They found the vents!
He's there in his Riptide, all of a sudden like a ripper just bursts out the console, like running around the cabin with him. He's like, get it off!
You guys know me,
and
I'm
a suicidal Tau hurl himself through the windscreen. Like,
it's
better to die quickly!
I mean, you guys know me, I'm a massive Imperial fan and a massive Eldar fan.
And Tau.
Tau's, I'd say on the list of it, Tau's probably like the 3rd one down. It's not Tau that I like.
You like the
I like
Farsight
battle suits.
You always like the Farsight Enclave.
Oh yeah, which is like the battle suits. Eldar, I love all of Eldar. That's why I started doing the you need list, not for the tournament, just so then I could phase in adding in Harlequins and Dark Eldar. Or
the you need list really appeals to me from a narrative point of view, because I've loved it when I've read like the Black Library stuff, and you see that the Eldar society is not splintered really; it's all just interwoven, and
it's
like so
Dark
many
Eldar. And like what the namesake could be, they're not bad Eldar.
Yeah.
They're just
Dark Eldar are not to Eldar what Chaos Marines are to Marines.
Yeah, and that's what it always came across as. That's why the name change is good.
All it is Dark Eldar sort of look at Eldar and go, why aren't
it's just a different way of living.
What you want to do?
Yeah, why are you locking yourself in a path?
Yeah,
when you can just do
just indulge,
just do whatever the hell you want to do.
And then there's Harlequins, which are just like
it's more they don't understand.
The guardians of the webway.
Yeah, they're more nomadic and they're more sort of like a bit monkish, where it's kind of like, you know, we protect the sacred things of our race.
The way I always saw it was, it's more they don't. Dark Eldar don't like not Dark Eldar. Eldar, the different bits of Eldar don't hate each other. It doesn't compute.
Well, when you read the like Eldar novels, there's one of the striking scorpions. He was an incubi in a previous life, sort of thing. Like, you know, earlier in his life, like centuries ago, he used to be a pirate raider and he was an incubi.
Well, that's what I like with Eldar. That's why I liked doing the you need, because it was like I can just run an Eldar army.
Yeah.
I can go, you know what, I really like the look of a solitaire. I can buy one and just add him into my army.
Yeah.
It gets me out. Gorman's basically woke up, face palmed himself because the Imperium hasn't moved forward. And then he goes to his mate Crawler, he's like, oh, you're actually still alive? He's like, yeah, I've just been making Primus Marines for the last 10,000 years, but because you weren't allowed...
no permission to
you weren't allowed to justify it, I've put them all in stasis, so there's actually about 1 million Primus Marines. What? Yeah, so... Why haven't we been using these? Because... on the form, it says Primarch signature, and unfortunately, there's nobody around for this.
On the form.
And I got caught trying to forge it that time when you were in the stasis bubble.
And Gulliman's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
He just scribbles his signature on it and goes, right, New Crusade.
Yeah, like...
Oh, the idea that there's you got the head of the Mechanicum going like to the administratum building. There's just some worthless little scrub of a guy behind a desk going, "You don't appear to have Gulliman's signature on this.
Yeah.
Do you have any Primarch signatures? This could save the Imperium hundreds of thousands of lives. Join that queue. Get a pick form.
Please join the queue to the left. The queue which appears to go nowhere. Yes, that queue. We're currently in a waiting room for a Primarch to return.
You do not have the correct signature.
Unfortunately, you don't have the authority. No one alive has the authority. Yes,
that's not my problem.
That's correct. However, rules are rules. but surely we can make an exception. We have a whole legion of Marines which are so superior. There are no exceptions to rules in the Imperium.
Yeah.
That's how we fall to heresy.
I'd like to know where this warehouse was that they kept them all.
Yeah,
Mars.
also,
it's in the middle of Mars.
How is it so...
Oh, nobody knew about it. When calls go in, my production line keeps making Marines. Yeah, can I mine an extra 4,000 miles of the middle of Mars, please? Why, I just need more storage. Well, you appear to be an Archmage, so yeah, for whatever reason, we'll just sign this off. Just help yourself.
You are the chief of the Mechanicum. No one's going to question that you need to hollow out Olympus Mons to fill it with Marines.
Yeah, but is the head of the Mechanicum that no one heard about until Gulliman came back?
Because he's been busy building Marines in secret.
I love the idea as well of the Chaos Marines coming up against the first Primaris Marine and going, where the fuck did Reese come from?
And when do we get some?
Yeah. Where the fuck did Reese come from? Well, they're good. They're really good. Right, we need to get in touch with the Alpha Legion because we need to get some of these boys on our team.
I just like the one that
I reckon that's where they're going to show up. I reckon that's where the first Chaos ones are going to be. They're going to be in the Alpha Legion. Because they'll be like, we've also been making them all in secret this entire time.
Yeah,
and now because we also had the plans to make.
Theirs might be different. Theirs might just be like toughness 5 because they might have done it a different way.
That'd be Death Guard though, basically. It'd be too much like Death Guard.
But one that I do like is the fact that when Gulliman's going and I'm going to use. See, we don't know if he's used pure gene seed because he's basically had access to the Emperor's lab.
Yeah.
So if he's used pure gene seed from the chapters.
They're going to have all the flaws again, that's the issue.
Or if they've used the Emperor, if they've used the Emperor's pure gene seed, because he's got pure gene seed stock, not all this which has been diluted down.
It has none of the Primarch's DNA in it.
I just love the fact as well that with advancing the background, the Imperium's on the back foot now. So yeah, Gulliman's quite face palmed and gone, why haven't we advanced? But then he's gone, holy shit, what have you let happen to the Imperium?
Yeah.
Get these Primaris Marines out now. Why? Because we are losing. How do you not realise we are losing? We're not losing. Chaos hasn't breached us. No, we haven't. But we're besieged by everyone else. Like, we are losing. We continue to lose territory. That's losing. Like, what happened at Armageddon? When did Orcs happen at Armageddon?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
That war's been going on for a long time.
How long? About 1,000 years? How long?
What war?
Like Armageddon. Just like the perpetual war in Armageddon.
Yeah, like that.
The fact that Cadia's finally fallen after Abaddon's assaulted it 13 times.
Yeah, but he wouldn't know that, wouldn't Gulliman? What
well, now the fact that Cadia fell, so the pylons that held the Eye of Terror in check collapsed, and it's the Eye of Terror that streaked the Imperium in half.
Yeah.
But would Gulliman know about the Eye of Terror and all the pylons and stuff?
The Eye of Terror existed. That's where they all fled, isn't it?
The Eye of Terror formed
when the Eldar
Empire collapsed, that was what caused all the warp storms that divided the original Imperium.
I see.
So that's when they went out to crusade and they went and refound all the previous colony worlds. That was because the warp storm had cleared finally. And the only remnant left was the Eye of Terror.
Yeah.
So the Eye of Terror's always been there. As far as the Imperium's aware, it's always been there.
I just wondered. But what he'll be amazed with is like stuff like Armageddon, where there's been a war going on forever, and he's like, well, how can you not see that as a bad thing?
Gulliman will remember that Armageddon is in fact Ullanor. He'll remember when the Emperor turned up and declared all the Orcs off it originally, and went, and I am done.
Yeah.
Done crusading. Horace, you take over.
So guys, that pretty much wraps up our discussion for today. So we've covered quite a few different topics. We've talked about the new 8th edition that we know about. We've talked about the new exciting models coming out, the Primus Marines and the Death Guard. Yeah, the comparison to 7, how everything now seems more flavourful.
The narrative touches are wonderful, I really like it now.
Like you could read a novel from Black Library and then easily compare that to what's happening on the tabletop. So,
and as I've said about several times, the best way you can see that is Strength 4 Orcs.
Yep, Kyle's all over Strength 4 Orcs.
The best way to see the narrative in it now is the Apothecary stopping to collect Gene Seed. Yeah. I think that is brilliant. That's such a clever...
And I'm looking forward to having my Apothecary running around doing that. So, yep, as you can see, we're all excited.
I really like the idea of Chaos characters actually summoning demons, not through like, I'm a Psyker and I've opened the warp, but actually demonic rituals. I'm going to stop and perform a ritual and get something to turn up and join in.
So, what we're doing tomorrow is we're actually all meeting up together, chilling out at my place, going to read books, build us new models, and hopefully have a couple of games. So, the next podcast, whether I'm here or not, hopefully we'll have played a couple of games and we'll actually be able to discuss how 8th edition runs, our thoughts on the actual gameplay and the armies that we're looking forward to playing, as we've all got quite an extensive collection. So thank you all for listening and hopefully I'll be here with you next time.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, we'll catch you all next time, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter @Countillery. You might even be able to find Kyle on there sometime soon now. Can you remember your Twitter handle?
I think it's Kyle Knox.
So yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll be back sometime in the future. The grim dark future.
With the Dark Imperium. Woo!
See you all later. Bye.